June 6, 1944. Just after sunrise. The metal walls of the landing craft shake as waves slam against them. Inside, American soldiers stand shoulder to shoulder, soaked, silent, and waiting. The smell of fuel mixes with salt water. The roar of naval guns echoes behind them. No one speaks, not because they are brave, but because fear has taken their voice. Some grip their rifles so tightly their knuckles turn white. Others stare at the floor, trying not to imagine what the next few seconds will bring. Many of these men have never been in combat before. Some have never even fired their weapon outside training. And now, they are about to step into the largest amphibious invasion in human history. The ramp drops. Instantly, the world explodes. Machine gun fire tears through the water. Bullets strike steel, flesh, and sand without distinction. Men fall before they even move. Others stumble forward, dragged down by the weight of their gear. Helmets vanish beneath the waves. Rifles sink. The sand
ocean turns red. This is not the D-Day shown in speeches or parades. This is confusion. This is terror. The plan had been precise. Naval bombardment would weaken German defenses. Airborne troops would secure key positions. Infantry would land, regroup, and advance inland. But war rarely follows plans, and on Omaha Beach, almost everything goes wrong. Smoke clears too quickly. German bunkers are still intact. Machine guns open fire from elevated positions. Mortars rain down without warning. Units land in the wrong sectors. Officers are killed within minutes. Radios fail. Orders stop coming. American soldiers hug the sand, pinned down by fire they cannot see. Every attempt to stand feels suicidal. Time stretches. Seconds feel like hours. Men scream for medics who cannot reach them. Medics risk their lives anyway. Fear is everywhere, but so is something else. Resolve. Small groups begin to form, not because of commands, but because survival demands it. One soldier crawls forward.
Another follows. Someone throws a grenade into a bunker slit. Someone else covers him. Rank no longer matters. Initiative does. This is what the reenactment captures best. Not heroism, but decision. The decision to move when staying still means death. The decision to advance without knowing if anyone else will. By mid-morning, the beach is littered with wreckage, destroyed landing craft, abandoned equipment, bodies that will never move again. Yet slowly, painfully, the line begins to shift. German defenders are shocked. They expected the Americans to break. Instead, small groups scale cliffs, flank positions, and silence machine gun nests one by one. The battle becomes fragmented, personal, brutal. In the chaos, American soldiers learn quickly. They learn how to move under fire, how to communicate without radios, how to trust the man beside them more than any plan drawn on paper. Every yard forward is paid for in blood. By the afternoon, Omaha Beach is still deadly, but it is no longer hopeless. Reinforcements arrive. Tanks finally make it ashore. Engineers clear obstacles. What began as near disaster transforms into hard-earned momentum. Elsewhere along the Normandy coast, similar scenes unfold. Utah Beach sees fewer casualties, but confusion still reigns. Paratroopers scattered miles from their drop zones regroup in the dark, attacking targets with whatever men they can find. British and Canadian forces push inland under heavy resistance. D-Day is not one moment. It is thousands of moments happening at once. Each decision made by exhausted soldiers under fire shapes the outcome of the day. And by nightfall, something extraordinary becomes clear. Against all odds, the invasion has succeeded. Not perfectly, not cleanly, but decisively. More than 156,000 Allied troops have landed in France. Thousands are dead or wounded, but a foothold has been established. Western Europe is no longer sealed behind the Atlantic Wall. For the men who survived the beach,
There is no celebration. There is only exhaustion, shock, and the quiet realization that this was just the beginning. The days that follow are just as brutal. Hedgerows turn Normandy into a maze of ambushes. Progress is slow. Casualties continue. Yet the German army is now fighting a war on two fronts it cannot sustain. D-Day does not end the war, but it makes the end inevitable. The reenactment reminds us of something often lost in history books. Victory was not guaranteed. Failure was entirely possible. And the outcome of World War II rested for a few terrifying hours on the shoulders of ordinary men standing in cold water under gunfire. They did not know they were changing history. They only knew they had to move forward. That is why D-Day matters. Not because it was flawless, but because it succeeded when everything suggested it shouldn't. And that is the reality behind the reenactment. A story of fear, chaos, sacrifice, and the moment when turning back was no longer
An option.